In this video, I'm just going to demonstrate how to make a measurement task using Google Earth, or I use just Google Maps, I think, and Geometer Sketchpad. So the first thing that we want to do is have a GSP page open. So I have GSP5 open, and then you just want to go have an internet browser open. And I just went to Google Maps, and I just typed in Illinois State University. And when I do that, I get overhead satellite view, and so we can put in anything we want here. So Stevens Point, and when I do that, I get some satellite photos. I can zoom in either by clicking here or using the scroll bar on your computer, and so I get a picture, some aerial photos at least. So just pick out some part of whatever it is that you wanted to pay attention to. And then you just need to snap a screenshot. So on a Mac, that's Command and Shift and 3. And then that should just dump a photo somewhere on your desktop. And so here's a screenshot from today. If I open that up, I've got a screenshot. And now I want to just copy this. Unfortunately, I don't think it'll let you copy the whole thing. So if I just click on this and say Command C, that noise is telling me that it won't do it. But if I select part of the screen, so that should be enough for what I want to do. Now if I hit Command C, it should copy that. And then I'm going to go to my GSP page that I have opened. I'm just going to make sure I'm in the GSP page, and then I'm going to hit Command V for paste, and then I get the image in here. So a couple of things that I would do once you get this image in here. So eventually we're going to want to take and put some line segments on top of this, and sometimes it gets frustrating if you accidentally grab the picture and move it afterwards. So what I would recommend first is to right click on the picture and go to Properties, and the first thing I usually do is under Object, this little arrow selectable, I click that so it's turned off, and then what happens is this is just sort of put into the background, and you can't grab this picture anymore. So it's really nice if you don't want to be able to, if you don't want to accidentally move it. The other thing you can do, if you right click and go to Properties again, if you change to opacity, you can change how opaque the image is. So you can go all the way down to you can't see it. So if you wanted to just sort of have it be in the background a little bit more so that it wasn't so distracting, you can do that. And then from here, you're free to do whatever you like. So I've done, like the example we did at the conference, you could just draw some path and say, compare this path, or how long is this path, and you'd want to give people some sort of reference somewhere. In one of these images, I think if I would have scrolled up a little bit more, there was actually a track, and that would have been nice because you could have said, I know that the length of one of the pieces is 100 yards, and you could have used that to start your measurements or your approximations. After you've got your path drawn on here, you can just highlight the line segments that you used and then go up to measure and say lengths. So you get these exact lengths. Again, that's not going to be what necessarily, it won't necessarily be how it prints, but the ratio should still be okay, so you should be able to make that work. And you can do the same sorts of things. So I'm not sure what this little thing is here by the art gallery, but I'd be interested in trying to have people estimate the area of this. So we could sort of draw a circle in here and try to find the area of this based on some ratios. And then the other thing that's fun to do is to compare this to something that's in a different scale. So what we did, so if we say File, I'm going to go to Document Options. I'm just going to add a page. I'm going to add a blank page. And when you do that, you get a blank page, but it's still in the same GSP file. So this is like a workbook in Excel with different worksheets. So I'm going to go to the first page. It's what we already have saved. Second page is blank. I'm going to go back to the Google Maps that I had in my internet browser, and we looked at Central Park. And so now we've got this overhead view of Central Park. And again, we can, I don't know if I'll be able to zoom in much more on this one without cropping off parts of it. But again, we could do the same process then, and we could zoom in on something, and we could ask people to compare the size of this to the size of something else. Again, the one that we did at the presentation looked a little bit more like this. So again, I would do a screen capture, or so Command-Shift-3 takes a photo, should dump it somewhere on my messy desktop. Open that up. You've got to select the part of your screen that you want to make a copy of. Command-C to copy. Then go back and find your OpenGSP file. Command-V. Again, this first thing I do, right-click, go to Properties, Object, make it not arrow selectable, and then this one is a little bit darker. The coloring is a little darker, so we can change this to be a little more transparent. Hopefully that's enough to get you started. If you run into other questions, just let me know. Thanks.